I'm a Protestant, Reformed Baptist specifically.
Okay.
So how would you, or why do you say Protestantism is false?
There's a lot of different angles and approaches, but I would say the strong.
What's your elevator pitch for why it's
I'm
false?
answering your pitch, dude. Your question.
Okay.
Quickest argument I would say is the canon of Scripture is determined by the church, and the Baptists reject the church that gave them the canon.
Okay. But outside of the canon, the theology of Protestantism, what's wrong
All
with
of
it? All of it.
Yep.
You have
Incorrect Christology.
You have a false doctrine of the Trinity. You have a Nestorian tendency for your Christology. Monergism is a monothelite heresy. I mean, on and on and on.
How is monard? Could you explain that about monergism?
In the 6th century, the Sixth Ecumenical Council ends up disputing and debating over the topic of natural will and energy proper to human nature, and monergism ends up replacing the human will with the divine will and energy, so it supplants the fullness of the human nature, and that would be to deny Christ's full human nature, and thus also in anthropology and soteriology, denying synergism.
So that's a fancy way of saying that we cooperate with God's grace?
Well, it's an argument from Christology that if you deny natural will and energy proper to the human nature, then Christ is not fully human because the divine will and energy has to supplant his will and energy.
But isn't the monergism, synergism debate about human soteriology outside of Jesus?
But ultimately, it's a Christological, anthropological error because you guys smash person into nature and you believe that we're all damned in Adam. So we aren't actual individual willing beings that accrue guilt on the basis of our actions. You think that there's a damned mass of people in Adam. But Augustine's argument for that was based on archetypes from Plotinus. And if archetypes from Plotinus are false, then that whole argument falls apart.
But what about Paul saying it in Romans?
He doesn't say that. He says that the death comes as a result of sin. He doesn't say that everybody's damned in Adam.
Okay, so your problem is the federal headship.
Well, it depends on what you mean by that, because
But basically, we're
the Calvinist doctrine is. I'm saying that what you mean by federal head. I mean, I could argue that Christ is the head of humanity, but I mean, why are the reprobate resurrected?
Why are the reprobate resurrected?
Yeah,
because everybody's resurrected prior to Judgment Day.
Right, but on what basis? According to Paul in 1 Corinthians 15, it's only through connection to Christ. How are the reprobate connected to Christ?
I'm not sure.
Now, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but those are the kinds of questions that I ask the Orthodox Christology. Thank you for your questions.